Hello everyone, my name is Juwan Johnson and today we'll be talking about the history of the Volunteer Fire Department and the history of the Philadelphia Fire Department. The Philadelphia Volunteer Fire Department was launched on December 7, 1736 and December of the year 1870. A council meeting was formed to make the Philadelphia Fire Department professional. When the Philadelphia Fire Department was created, their job was basically to put out fires for people who had a symbol on their house. But now the Philadelphia Fire Department helps out any house or person in need in a large variety of ways, such as fire inspections, fire education, hazardous materials, level A response team, high-level rescue, water rescue, confined space rescue, and first responders. Now let's talk about the Volunteer Fire Department and who created it. Ben Franklin was a man of many talents. He was a politician, printer, inventor, diplomat, author, scientist, etc. Benjamin Franklin is also known for establishing one of the first Philadelphia volunteer fire departments. His name is stated on the British member list that is rounded around 276 years old. Ben Franklin was also a volunteer firefighter for the first fire department. Benjamin Franklin was born in Boston in 1706 and moved to Philadelphia at the age of 17. Ben Franklin founded the Union Fire Company in 1736. Ben Franklin started the volunteer fire department. He was known as an upcoming guy, later to establish the professional fire department. The Union Fire Department motivated across Philadelphia to make their own volunteer bridges. The Philadelphia Fire Department's equipment updated so much over the past years. When the Philadelphia Fire Department first started up, the only equipment used were leather buckets, simple ladders, and hand-pumped engines with leather clothing. But now, the fire department has fire trucks, hoses, gas tanks, ladders, axes, etc. The number of materials used back then versus now has doubled to make sure that people are rescued faster without being harmed. Some of the first fire stations created in Philadelphia are still around today, such as the fire department on the 101 West Highland Avenue, which is one of the oldest stations still active today. The buildings are the same and kept in good order to keep the station around for a longer time to keep the people safe. Now let's talk about how hard it was to become a black firefighter in Philadelphia at that time. It was very hard for blacks to become a firefighter, mainly because of racism. Even if blacks passed the test to become a firefighter, were still declined, and several black men never gave up. The first black male firefighter was hired in the year 1855 to 1856, and more blacks were being accepted around the 1960s. And the first woman firefighter was hired around the 1910s to the 1920s and started to get more frequent around the 1970s. The first fire department was fast at working when they first started. That mainly was because of the equipment available. They had to hand fill their buckets from a nearby well and make sure that they are back to the fire on time. The firefighters were even harder now as fires became worse and worse over time. They had to make bigger departments and start recruiting more people. By adding more people, it made the Philadelphia Fire Department stronger in many ways. They started to respond faster because new firehouses were built and even more members joined. This also made people less worried about something horrible happening to them and not being able to escape whatever event that they were going through. The Philadelphia Fire Department now plays a bigger role than they did before. Now in Philly, they are starting to be even recognized more. As time goes on, the Philadelphia Fire Departments are coming up with even more ways to keep the streets safe in Philadelphia and how to improve the fire department even more. This will help the next generation of people in Philadelphia to be safer and more protected. My name is Juwan Johnson, and this was my podcast about the volunteer fire department and the professional Philadelphia Fire Department.